There's a lot of misconceptions around what it takes to get started in ornamental metalwork. And whether it's just learning how to do things, what you need to be able to do cool projects, and what you need and what it takes to actually start getting paid, maybe create a business around this cool thing that we call welding. And 3 of those misconceptions are what we're going to cover today. So the first common misconception is, well, you need a secure welding facility or place to actually start welding. And the truth is, you don't. The truth is, you just need to find a place where you can have enough space and be relatively safe to start welding. And for me, I first started in my driveway. I didn't even have sawhorses, I didn't have anything. All I had was a driveway, a concrete pad, and I laid all my stuff down on the concrete and just started welding. The thing is I had a curiosity and I wanted to try to learn something, and that's all I needed to get started. So instead of worrying about not having the perfect space to work in, work with exactly what you have and build up from there. And I promise you that working inside of those limitations is actually going to make you way better at the work that you're doing. Not necessarily a better welder, because practicing your skills is the only thing that's going to make you a better welder, but it's going to allow you to be way more creative in the way that you think about addressing certain situations or problems that might come up in the future. It'll just open you up to be able to think more creatively about using what it is that you have to use, instead of holding yourself back because you don't have what you think is the perfect setup. Now, misconception number 2 is kind of along the lines of having the perfect shop to work in, and that's having the perfect tool setup. Look, there are not a lot of tools that you need to get started in welding, especially if you're looking at getting started in MIG welding, ornamental stuff, railings, gates, fences, custom furniture, artistic projects, and sculptures. All you need is a welder, something to protect your face, some material, something to measure and cut your material, and, some clamps would be great, but not entirely necessary. We've had people email us in saying they rented a welder, they just started working in their backyard somehow, and they ordered all of their ornamental components from King, which is a great way to bypass needing any kind of metal manipulating equipment. Just go onto a place like kingmetals.com, look at all the beautiful ornamental components that they have, pick a design, order everything, and then literally all you have to do is glue it together. Well, weld it together. And that's going to get you started building things to help you get out there and actually get your name out and get some more business. On the topic of getting some business, that leads us to the 3rd misconception. Look, I know that one of the hardest things to do is to get your name out there in the beginning, especially when you're new to this whole field. But once you start building up that confidence in your ability to really weld some quality stuff, well, then you start to think about making money off of your talent. So how do you get your name out there and in a way that doesn't feel like you're just spinning your wheels getting nowhere? So I'll tell you what I did, and it's probably applicable in just about most areas. That is, I went out and searched for new construction. I knew that I wanted to build railings and some fencing, maybe do some pools and things like that. And I knew in order to get those kind of projects, especially ongoing, I was going to need to be talking to people who were constantly building houses. So I went out and I literally just drove around looking for new construction sites and neighborhoods, and I would go in and I would just find the general contractor or anyone in charge around those projects, and I would just start talking to them, saying, hey, I'm new in this industry. This is some stuff that I've done. Now, of course, you always have to have something to be able to show them. And I literally made small little samples, little miniature railings and fences. So having these small samples to present to them actually did a few things. One, no one ever does that. No one comes up with a small miniature version of what they want to put on your house. It was just something new that no one was doing, so it stood out a little bit. But 2, it showed them the quality of the welds and the finished product. Now, building railings on new houses might not be what you want to do. You might want to do something completely different with the type of welding that you do, but the principle is still kind of the same. Find a way to put your craftsmanship in someone else's hands so they can see and feel what it is that you can do, and pitch them. Give them a great bargain and know that if you do great work, they're going to come back to you down the road and continue that process until you start to build your client base. All right, so that's it for this one, guys. I know it was a little bit of a ranty, motivational kind of thing this time, but I really felt it was something that needed to be said. It's just questions that keep coming to us week after week after week after week. And just want you to know that the most important thing for you to do, no matter where you're at, what you have to work with, is to just get started. Just do your thing and keep working at it, keep working at it, keep working at it, and put your stuff in front of people's faces and put it in their hands so they can see and feel the work that you can do. And you're gonna build your business, you're gonna build your skills, and you're just gonna be happy with what it is that you're doing. All right, guys, that's it. See ya.